Gamers, gals, non-binary pals, ring the bell. Ding da ding da ding da ding. People quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Stevie Blunder farming 10 million YouTube reacts on it. What? Twitter discussion? Ain't no way. Stevie Blunder being a drama monger. Anyways, people quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Tale as old as time. Some people quit for price. Some people do not like prizing. And some people are Triff, which is really funny considering this man has been like an institution in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scene for a very, very long time. So, let's give it a quick little read and to see why our favorite Canadian is quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of. He's not really quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! He's like half quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! But before we get into today's video, this video is brought to you by Summoner's Nexus. Summoner's Nexus is a digital indie TCG that's been in development for the past 4 years out of love for games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Marvel Snap. The game is designed for a dynamic back and forth with both players taking turns simultaneously and neither player ever feeling completely shut out of the game or feel like they're watching their opponent perform a cutscene while they're comboing off. The game is currently available in early alpha, which is completely free to download and play on both Android and iOS, with a PC port coming in the near future. With hundreds of cards currently in rotation and a passionate team putting everything on the line behind it, I highly recommend for you all to give Summoner's Nexus a look at the link on screen and in the description down below. Thank you again to Summoner's Nexus. I retire from Yu-Gi-Oh! Events. I'm happy to be a champion, but there's just not enough reward for all the travel. It would cost me money to finish second place at a YCS. Lol. I will now be taking coaching extremely seriously and will create many champions taking my place. 3 events I booked this year, and I just didn't go on the day of, Mexico being one of them. I just stayed at home and let my flight go, lol. Simply no reward for 5 days being unproductive. Very excited for this new arc of Triff coaching the future wave of champions. First of all, the fact that he didn't get a fucking refund on these flights is insane. Like, he's just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna light like $500 to $1,000 on fire. Insane. Second of all, this is pretty big. Like, Triff is on like a pro team, on like Team Supreme Pro, which is like Team Sam's team. And like, for the most part, he's been like grinding Yu-Gi-Oh! Like his fucking life depends on it for the past like 6 months. Like since maybe like July or August or September of last year to like now, he's maybe logged like 3,000 to 4,000 matches on like 2024 YCS Pro, which is his dueling book account. And probably like even more offline matches. Bro has the beans not to care, I guess. What's really funny is that he technically does. If you like do a deep dive on like what Triff was doing during like his 1 year gap, like you guys know how like he like quit Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while. Like there's just like this massive gap from like 1 year ago to like this like Fiend Swift deck profile. If you like check his Instagram, his main job is making fucking content for real estate people, which is so funny. Motherfucker, what are you doing here? You film like Yu-Gi-Oh! Game nights here. Who is this guy? Looks like my long lost grandfather. Anyways, well, Triff was like building a real career and like having a job. I guess he was playing like yugioh. That's cool, I think. Anyways, the fact that someone who is apparently just as loaded as fucking Triff is quitting because the game is too expensive does actually speak a lot of volumes. So I do want to talk about a couple of responses and replies to just this overall thread. This is sad, but so true. The incentives to travel to spend almost 2K per YCS is close to nothing. Again, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pricing sucks. Like, yeah, I'm glad now we got a Steam Deck, also known as the Balatro machine when you take a shit on the toilet, but that's not really that good of an incentive to fly out to YCSs and play, basically, and to pay thousands of dollars just to fucking dick around at a YCS, you know what I mean? Because again, we looked at it earlier, when you look at like pricing incentives from Konami, they're not that good. Top 64, like a YCS or Nats, you get like a $200 playmat. That's cool. And even if you win a side event, and like winning a side event is cool, but you still have to actually like fly out to these side events to play them for like very mid pricing. Like sure, you maybe get an oversized card that's like $300 to $500. You get a really good giant card that's maybe like $1,000 to $2,000. Certain playmats, like I have these playmats. I think I actually have them. Like, where is it? when I was still allowed to play, I won a side event for this playmat. It was like the Joey Ishizu one, because they were the featured duelists for nationals that year. Like, you know how like every year there's like it's always like a duel between like two people. Like one year's like Yugi Kaiba, next year's like X and Y, and next year's like A and B. That year was Ishizu and Joey, and I won this playmat. I got it signed by Ishizu, and Joey's VA refused to sign mine for whatever reason and just left. So I'm just like sad because I don't have it double signed. I'm so pissed about that. Oh my god, it's not even that good anymore. It's like $80. Who's spending 2K per YCS? I have many times. Sam probably spends 5 sometimes. Rich. But how do you actually spend that money? Fly business class, high class restaurant, best hotel in the area. 300 to 400 is pretty standard for what most people would spend. Flights, 1,500 to 1,000. Hotel, 500 to 1,000. Food, 200 plus. Cars, misc fun, like 200 to 1,000. And this kind of does put into perspective that it is very, very different. The cost of play in like EU versus Americas. If you want to play in America, you have to fly to like some fuck ass city or county, and like because these are all in big cities, these flights usually cost like a little bit more, even if, you know, they are very common flights, like, you know, flying to New York or flying to LA or Vegas or whatever. Like, these things cost flying costs a lot of money if you live in the Americas. And you could say like, oh, just take Spirit, just take whatever. Like, Chad, I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. Spirit Airlines isn't actually that cheap. It's like a 20% off coupon, but it's like 800% off your fucking quality of living. Lots of additional costs on top of that. Yeah, like again, hotels cost a lot of money. Food costs a lot of money. Cards and whatever cost a lot of money. Like, sure, even if you just eradicated like the idea for like just like buying shit at a YCS, like why are you even going in the first place? And second of all this already costs like $2,000. It's expensive to do these things in America at the very least. In Europe has a very different scenario because they have like public transit that like runs across the entire country. They have like low cost hotels. Your dollars go a lot more, etc., etc., etc. But in America, it's just fucked. Specifically, flights for people in non-metropolitan areas or without easy access to metro area. That is also true. Like, if you live in an area that does not have a good airport, you either have to like take an Uber to like your closest like giga airport. Like, if you live in like, I don't know, like DC, you have to like basically get a cab to like JFK, which is gonna cost like $1 billion, and then you'd have to fly out of there, and then you still have to take a cab back. Like, transportation's not cheap, and this is just a 2 to 3 day excursion. You're not even really exploring the city or doing much outside of just being at the event. You'd have a full Europe trip for a week off at that. I know that because that's what I did. I think I literally spent $1,000 for Rosie and me to go to Paris, and this is for like business class flights there and back. This is for like the extra $400 expense that we had because we had to like rent a hotel for an extra couple days because we had a late layover and I got sick for one of the days, as well as I covered all the food and the transport and blah 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 blah. It was amazing. And this is just like, wow, I gotta go to Philadelphia for all ICS. That like hotels, and I'm gonna say it, chat. You guys are gonna hate me. I think that if you were like, I want to do an Airbnb because Airbnbs are cheaper and more fun and can fit more people into them, you are a fucking child. You are broke and should not be traveling to events in the first place. Now, this is coming from me, and the idea of like, you should not be stretching your budget super razor thin just to play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! In a different state for clout. It is stupid to do so. It is dumb. You should not be doing Airbnbs because, first of all, Airbnbs fucking suck dick, dude. Airbnbs are actually evil places where they will charge you basically the same as a hotel after sneaking in 5,000 fees and putting in like a bunch of random ass rules. And the second thing is that the location of Airbnbs always suck. The money that you may save from an Airbnb is gonna be immediately lost in like the 5,000 Ubers you are going to take. It sucks. It's so stupid. The only time I've ever done it is for a concert to be in walking distance of a stadium to see Rammstein literally across the street. That is different. There's like a 1 in 100 chance an Airbnb will ever be worth it. And in those scenarios, it is very, very useful, and I will not doubt it. But the other half of the time, holy shit, just fucking shoot me. Also, last minute cancellation. Yeah, if you cancel it on an Airbnb, you lose like 90% of your money. Or all of it, if they even decide to give you like a $10 refund. God forbid your Airbnb ends up being in the hood. GG. Shoutouts to YCS Vegas, bro. If you know, you know. EU events is probably easy, inexpensive and convenient for EU players to get to, but sucks because EU gets no events. The end game is just being a master duelist, sad face. So real. No, they can cancel on you? Oh my god. The fact that Airbnbs are allowed to cancel on you was like, that shit's evil. That shit is so stupid. Why are they allowed to? At least with companies, they have like laws. You know what I mean? Airbnb is just like, yeah, fuck it, ball out. I don't care. I'd call that a continent gap. I spent 82 for my flight to Bologna, 119 for a hostel for 4 days, 32 for on a ticket, and 20 days for food. So roughly $80 for the whole trip. That totals about 300. I'm sorry. You spent $20 a day on food? Did you like eat nothing but like instant ramen for like 4 days? Are you gonna like, bro, if you need me to like call the hospital, I got you. Bro, motherfucker unironically just ate nothing but peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for 4 days straight. I haven't been to NAYCSs, but Anaheim from the 4th to the 6th of October. If I tried for a plan for a flight today, I'd pay about £460 for the flight back and forth, and that'd be $150 for accommodation. That's $600 both if you'd plan it today. Is this real? This looks evil. Oh, it's a fucking hostel, that's why. Chat, I'll be real. Hostels are really, really cool until you get fucking robbed in one. If you guys are like, oh, Stevie, you live in such privilege. I lived in a hostel for a year in Taiwan. I did not have air conditioning half the time. I stayed in a room that I could touch on both sides if I stretched my arm out. And I could go from one wall to another. I lived in that for a year with 3 other roommates in a bunk bed with 2 desks. Motherfucker, don't talk to me about how I grew up in privilege. I mean, I did, but that's not the point. It was evil, bro. Evil dark times, bro. 110 in a room for like 8 hours, and then that temperature would go down to like 30 degrees at night. Taiwan in the summer, oh my god, that shit will fuck you up. Never again. Like, yes, you can travel for cheap if you don't care about yourself. If you want to be homeless, yeah, traveling's cheap, guys. Just sleep at the airport, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, bro. They can't kick you out. You got a confirmation ticket. Like, yes, you can do it. Do I recommend it? No. There are unironic safety concerns with traveling at an extremely low price. You can get robbed. You can get your hostel broken into. You think the fucking owner's gonna be there with a shotgun protecting you at night? Oh god, no. How would you get from the airport to the hotel and then to the venue? I assume you're using photosynthesis for nourishment, for eating? I'm assuming you forgot that €1 is about 1.5 USD. I also assume you're just risking it with no travel insurance? I don't care because I won't attend NAYCSs. My fucking goat. My fucking goat. I think that tells us all we need to know about this individual, let's be real. YGO events are an excuse to travel and meet online homies, to be honest, and here's an image of Reimu. I mean, true. Objectively, that is the only reason I go there, to like grab dinner or like, you know, breakfast with like my friends. I go there so that I could have like a funny little like vacation with some of my like online friends and meet some of like my fans or whatever. I don't go to YCSs to like do well most of the time. I go there because it's a fun social experience, and people who do go there to go well, to like perform super duper well, are just, for the most part, kind of punting their money away. Motherfuckers be going to YCS Vegas and not enjoying Vegas. Okay, I'm gonna talk about a story. This is my greatest hater story. I'm gonna leave some names anonymous. I went to YCS Vegas, not to play, but I just went for an orgy. The TLDR was at a bunch of friends and acquaintances, whatever. We were all gonna be at YCS Vegas, and I was like, hey dog, I just want to have like a cool friend dinner. You know, there's something that we all can do, like share space, you know, like actually enjoy Vegas. You know, have like one fun night out, just like me and the homies. And then I'm like, hey, I can get us reservations at this restaurant. Do you guys want us to go to this? Do you guys want to go to this restaurant? Crickets. And some people, and like one guy was like, it's a little too expensive. I'm like, motherfucker, it's like $30. And I'm like, just thinking, you spent $30 to fly to Vegas? Like, if $30 is too expensive, why are you at a YCS in Vegas? What are you doing here? If $30 is too much for you, are you playing like $1 blackjack hands? Are you literally playing 1 penny a spin slot machines? By the way, this I was never at the venue. I was just in Vegas. And then it turned out that one group ended up going to like a burger restaurant, and the other group ended up not even going out for a friend's dinner. They stayed inside their ghetto Airbnb to like order Wingstop and play money matches against each other. I'm like, that is the biggest waste of time and money and life I have ever seen. I was like, why would you do that? What is the point? What is the point of going to Vegas at that point? You know what I mean? Yeah. After any event, I want to do fucking anything besides yugioh. Yeah, like, I don't know, hang out with your friends, bro. Enjoy life. You don't need to spend 2K per trip though. 2K is luxury. Let's say a round trip flight is 500, a hotel is 500 for the weekend. Where does the other 1K? Motherfucker, it comes from eating food. I'm sorry that we're not the $20 a day for food guy, and we're not spending $80 on fucking peanut butter jelly sandwiches until we fucking throw up brown and purple. Oh my god. Anyways, sucks to see Triff leave. This is a really stupid tangent story time about Yu-Gi-Oh event fun versus social activity. Don't go to events if your primary goal is to make money. Go to events to enjoy the company of your friends rather than it solo being a I have to win this event otherwise I'm worthless. And if you are going for competition, remember at the end of the day it's a fucking game. Have fun with it. Don't attach your self-worth to your YCS tops. You got better things to do. Go like eat a sandwich. It's probably a better use of your money anyways. Let me know what your thoughts are on YCS events and them being too expensive to travel to. Let me know what your guys' overall thoughts are. I'll see you guys in the next video.